if you have extra pieces in hand, that's great. But if you try to gain as much pieces as possible, it slows down your attacks after all, and you will never stand a chance to use them all. And I got some great examples of how to break through Mino castles with minimum pieces possible. And this is a very common position. You only got one pawn and one bishop. First, you need to drop a pawn right here to ask the gold which way it goes. If he takes it, of course, this obvious bishop drop happened, and you're going to win. Easy victory, right? And if the gold runs, then you can drop the bishop right here. And this move has a great secret behind. If white does nothing like this, for example, you can sacrifice a rook. Amazing one. If he recaptures, pawn promotion happens. Actually, the king is going to be checkmated. For example, if he takes it, gold drop. And if he runs, bishop promotion happens. If he runs, gold drop, runs again, then you can take the silver, and he runs again, then finish. Easy, right? Alright, next one. This one looks similar to the previous one, but this is really useful as well. This time you got two pawns and one silver in hand, and you can actually begin with the same move like this. Of course, as we discussed, he cannot take this, so gold runs, then you can start edge attack right here, pawn push, recaptures, then pawn drop. Obviously, he cannot take this by the king because you're going to win the gold, right? So he has to take it by the lance, then silver drop. This is amazing. And he has to take it, then you win the gold anyway. And this is a threat maze, so he has to defend, but you can capture the silver, and there is no defense for white. And going back all the way to this position right here, if he refuses to take it, then you can take the pawn next to put more pressure on the edge, so it's going to be good for you anyway. Okay, next one. This is a very common tactic as well, and as a beginner, I didn't know how to deal with it, so I used to have trouble with this one, and I really want you to know that too. If you have one bishop, one gold, and one knight, you should always think about this. You can drop the bishop right here, for example, to set up a threat mate. If he does something like this, then knight drop happens, and he has to run, then gold drop. The game is over, so he has to do something else right here. And this is a very common defense tactic, and you should remember this one too. And if you take it, he can play like this, and bishop runs, and there is no threat mate anymore because this square is now protected by the pawn and the gold. He was able to do this because this move is so straightforward, and you got only one goal to make, right? So it's so easy for him to prevent this knight drop from happening, so you should keep him busy. And my suggestion is not to just drop bishop right here, and instead you can play like this. For example, this time you are threatening taking this rook as well. So if he move the rook like this, the same move happen, right? And if he plays like this to defend, then you can win the rook. It doesn't have to be a rook. It can be silver, it can be lance or something else. Anything can be. Okay, next one. This one provides you more flexible option because now you got one extra knight and you can just start with a knight drop right here. The next move is obvious, right? If, for example, if he does something, this knight drop happen and he has to take it and you can recapture. If he runs this way, the king will be checkmated like this, and if he runs this way, the same thing, right? So there is only one option for him to do, that is 9-2. Then this is where you should be really cool and calm, because if you rush yourself to play like that, he can just run and maybe this bishop drop, but this pawn push is amazing. There is no effective way to attack anymore. So instead of this go drop, this pawn push is good for you. This is actually a threat mate, and if he does something, then you can drop the go. If he runs and this bishop drop, pawn push, and you can recapture the pawn. The game is over. And if he takes the pawn, then you can recapture the pawn, and he has to defend. Then again, this go drop. So simple, right? And this is a great part of this tactic, and let's assume you cannot attack this way for some unknown reason. You can still keep going, and instead of knight drop, you can attack the edge this time, and he has to take it, then knight drop again. This tactic is really difficult to deal with, especially when he doesn't have a pawn in hand. Then now you're threatening taking this lance right here, right? And this is so powerful. These tactics are very useful, especially when you deal with the ranging rooks. And if you have a trouble dealing with ranging rooks, they're going to be the best buddies for you. That's it. This is all for this video, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Bye.